Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Midwest's most dangerous podcast. We're live from Munster, Indiana, with Johnny Lott in the studio.
Yes.
Fresh from court. We're going to bring you a treat today.
Not the best looking part of Cantrell and Cantrell, but
That's true. No, not even close. Yeah.
Thank you for being a sponsor.
I think John's pretty handsome.
Thank you.
But it's not even close.
I mean, I'm 50, so like
you look really good.
I'm trying to hang on.
You look
Are you 50 this year?
Yeah.
I thought you were older.
Let me get that Cantrell.
This is
cam.
the 5-0
you look good,
year?
man.
I'm gonna be 50.
I know, not yet.
You look good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I have a wife that tries to make me seem younger.
Really?
Yeah.
You succeeded.
You do seem younger.
I try. You know, like working out and.
Oh, I didn't know you were working out. Where
I
are you
never
working
see you
out?
jogging on the Parkway.
Where do you work out?
Ever.
Dude, if I will take my shirt off, I'll send you a picture later.
Take it off right
No,
now.
I'm just asking
for
where
the
you
audience.
I'm just asking where you work out.
Morning, Joe.
Hey.
See, I didn't get an answer. It's like, where do you work out?
In my basement. We have a gym in the house.
All right.
How many steps are you logging walking the jails?
Oh my
In the
gosh,
courthouse,
can you
That's a lot of walking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's miles. It's about 10,000 steps a day.
That's
Do you?
enough
Yeah.
working. That's
You
enough
keep track?
working out.
Oh, you don't have.
Is
you
that
don't
an
have a
Oura
watch?
ring?
I have an Oura ring. Yeah,
You wear it? Where
Yeah.
is it, man?
it's not here today.
I see that.
I literally
take it off during trial.
I literally left. It's good for trials and it's good for my insomnia. Kristen bought it for me for Father's Day.
I love
but
it.
I
wear it
ran out
every
of the
day.
house today. I ran out of the house.
I wear it every day.
Father's Day this day? No, you've had it a while.
I've had
Is
it.
yours the same kind? That
No,
kind?
it's gold.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
But you can't wear it on the opposite hand on the wedding ring because that means you're a swinger. So you do have to keep it on this finger.
Oh,
really?
Tom knew that.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
I'm going to order another one.
Or a message board.
Tom's got 4 Oura rings.
Yeah, right?
Every finger.
Fucking Thanos.
Yeah.
What? Hey, why is the golf bag still in the studio?
We got a winner.
We got a winner.
Who?
I think it's Bowditch. Is that
Bowditch.
right? Yeah.
Ding, ding,
Nice.
ding.
Good for
Bowditch
him.
won the golf bag.
Yeah.
Bowditch
And
wins
not,
the golf
not
bag.
Dan's brother.
Dan's
Bowditch.
brother?
If
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got-
the former head of the Hammond Yacht Club and Chicago police officer,
Yeah.
retired.
If he's going to sell it,
Congrats.
just put it in chat if you're trying to sell it because people want to buy it. People are very interested in
It's
it.
a
Are
nice
they?
golf bag.
Yeah.
It is a Rodney Dangerfield special.
This is what I was thinking that they should do for like these giveaways. You do like a scavenger hunt on all Lockpod shows. Like, you know, what did Vesmar, whose legs did Vesmar say looked exactly like Marissa's?
That's
and
a
you
lot of-
put it like, and you say,
What's
listen.
Vesmar talking about Marissa's legs?
I never said
It was
such
the hate.
a thing.
It was the hate.
What
it
the
was-
hell,
They're going to
Vesmar?
be going
Haley.
through like
when they're talking about Nikki
favorite-
Haley running for president,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
said she looked alike, and Vesmar said,
That's a
"Well,
deep
maybe
cut.
maybe their
That's-
legs."
Johnny goes-
You said maybe
Johnny
their
goes,
legs.
What?
Yeah,
That's what you remember 250 episodes
that is
in?
a deep cut.
Yeah, so then you just say on episode season 17, episode 4. Who's
Don't say
whose
we're in
legs?
season 17, please.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever said that, by the way.
You know what? I'm going to pull it and I'm going to bring it,
Find
for, the-
it,
for the
find
next
it.
one.
No,
yeah.
that
Season
was
8, episode 13.
Yeah. Okay.
Haley announces run against Trump. That's
I
the one.
found
yeah.
that really good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love this little tool here.
I
Yeah.
showed Tom the search tool. I was
I
like,
never even thought about that. It's like I could bust out, you know.
That's
I
when
have
Tom
a
said
Lockhart
Marissa
archive.
looks like Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
And no one agreed.
Season 8, episode 13.
But
If you're
Vesmar
interested.
said
maybe
Nikki
their
Haley,
legs
maybe their legs look alike. But
Oh,
that's
like I
about
would
it.
know what Nikki Haley's legs look like.
Vesmar
Or
apparently
Marissa's
does,
for
yeah.
that matter, apparently.
I got that one. I got that one covered.
Yep.
Hey, I went to another Dead show, Joe. We were talking about that the
You're
other
on
day.
tour, man. You're on tour.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
I
on
did.
tour.
I think I did 5 this year,
Wow.
Impressive.
and I'm still trying to hit 1.
Yes, we are.
But so I always give Kevin shit because I took Kevin to a Steely Dan concert one time. He almost got in a fight.
But I was bringing
I
this
love
up.
What?
that story.
Who gets in a fight at Steely Dan?
Kevin Smith.
Okay.
Okay, because
Yep.
he gets violent when he hears like
FM.
work the saxophone and Kevin's swinging.
Yeah.
So we concluded on
Not
a
with my
previous
Oura
Lockpod
ring.
episode.
Not with the Oura ring.
Kevin is the toughest guy in the room in a Steely Dan concert. We've come to that conclusion.
Well, there's
right?
a lot of guys in sweaters there.
But Kevin is often the toughest guy in a room because,
true.
like, angry and aggressive Kevin is a scary human, as everybody in
Oh,
this room
it's all
knows.
bottled up.
Yeah, it is. But
and
you
it
know,
comes out at Steely Dan
but,
concert.
but it's still respectful and it's impressive, and I like it.
Can we book Steely Dan at the festival?
oh my
Yes.
God, I would
Well,
love that.
I mean,
I need that to happen.
Walter Becker died, right?
yeah, but he's
Who cares?
He's still touring.
Walter
You're a
Becker's
Steely
not.
Dan?
He's
No.
dead.
No, I just
No,
want to
no,
see Kevin
Yeah,
fight.
Walter
someone.
Becker's still touring. That's,
No,
that's
I
going to
didn't
be.
say. No, I said Steely Dan.
I
still
said
touring.
Walter Becker died, and Kevin goes, but he's still touring.
I meant
Hey.
they're still touring. There go my pronouns.
I haven't
today.
seen Steely Dan. I would love to go see him.
I
though.
would as
and
well.
Jill, I would quit the next day as mayor.
And I'll be on my. No, don't say that.
I don't think you
And,
What?
I'll be
Yeah,
on my
man.
best behavior.
Seriously, that's a moment. If I bring Steely Dan to Hammond, and yes, we
Steely
could.
Dan is your peak?
I love Steely Dan.
I'm not saying you don't, but that's
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say. How about this,
I
Jill?
don't say you should say I'm.
You got
quitting
Grateful
the day.
Dead? and then you got Steely Dan.
Wow.
Second or
Whoa.
third.
Really?
If you could
It's a
get
pyramid. Grateful Dead's at the top.
if you can get the lead
Obviously.
singer to come back to life and sing, then
Lead singer is still alive.
That would sell out. We all agree, right?
Lead
Walter
singer
Becker
still
is
alive.
back, right?
What about his do his Chief Keef type of thing? Just do the hologram.
Walter Becker?
We
Yeah,
still don't
yeah.
talk about that.
Just
Was
a
it-
guitar
Yeah,
player.
Too
right.
soon.
It was it was in the London Daily News.
It was the BBC.
Yeah,
it was
man,
a
that
debacle.
Cool. That
That's
was cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yes, I did get violent in a Steely Dan concert.
So anyway, I'm at Dead Show with Zach in the second set. Okay, and by this time I'm fairly sober. Okay, I'm like I'm not drinking at all. Let's just put it that way. I'm like John. I go to a concert and I'm literally like drinking water the whole time. Okay.
Yes.
Which are you proud of me? I had my first alcoholic beverage last night in a month. Night I had 2 beers.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I wasn't drinking at the show, and I'm just sitting there drinking water, and I'm hanging with Zach. And so say I was partying a little bit when I first got there. By the second act, I'm straight sober, getting ready to drive home because I was driving home after the show, right? So I'm sitting there, and we were in the grass, and in the second act,
GA.
Zach and I, you know how people like put their blankets down and all that in the first act? You can't really mess with that in the first act.
And if you've never been to, is it called? I always call it Deer Creek.
Ruoff.
Ruoff
It's
Center,
Deer Creek,
right?
yeah.
Whatever. Deer Creek
Yeah.
in Noblesville. Huge grass area.
Yeah.
Big. Kind of like
Yeah.
if
There's
you've
probably
been to the world
12,000
in
people.
Chicago.
Are you talking about marijuana?
No. Well, that would be too. But
The
right. I
GA.
mean, it's similar to like if you've been to Tinley Park in
Yeah.
Chicago, Alpine Valley.
Very similar.
You know, in the Midwest.
Very similar.
So, yeah.
Very similar in a lot of respects. So, in the first act, you don't like step on people's blankets. You don't get in there because it's like set up, right?
Well, yeah, because everybody shows up early.
Right. But in the second act, when everything's fucked up because people are going to the bathroom and people are wasted and people leave.
Well,
and,
just remember the Dead Show. For those that have never been to Dead and Company or Dead Show, there's an intermission between
Right.
sets, 20 minutes.
okay. So in that interim period, everything starts clearing out on the hill. And Zach and I are just two dudes. We're not going to sit on the grass. So we're like, hey, there's a spot here. So we go over there, and then I like quickly get to know our neighbors. Everybody's nice, and I turn around. There's this big dude, like a good old boy. Like,
But by the way, people leave their like blankets. You wouldn't go and like
I
stand
wasn't
right
on a
in front
blanket.
of
We
some-
were
right,
in a blank
exactly,
spot.
just in a
It was
grassy
an open grass spot,
Okay.
but it happened to be in the same neighborhood as this dude who had like 4 blankets.
Okay.
Right. So
Fair
we're
enough.
standing in the neighborhood, and this dude doesn't, and he's like a good old boy. And he's wasted. Okay, like wasted. I don't know what's going on, but he's wasted. So I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up?"
I was like, I don't know what he could be on, but
I don't
he's
know,
wasted.
but he's wasted. It's obvious he's like visibly wasted, right? And
That's
I go,
moonshine.
One of those
okay,
chocolate
so whatever
bars.
it is, it's something. So I go to shake his hand, and he's like, "Fucking like, go fuck yourself," basically. And I'm like,
At a Dead
"We're
Show.
at a Dead
and by the
show."
way, you don't see that very often
No,
at a Dead
never.
Show.
No.
Everybody's
A good old
in
So I'm
a
boy
like,
mood.
or-
a good old boy. No, just like this dude was like, there's something about me that I pull out of good old boys. They want to kick my ass. And this is one of those dudes. Like, I didn't do anything. And he's just like, I want to beat this dude's ass. You could just tell. Like, right off the bat, he
got
met
you.
me. He was instantly hating
got
on me.
you.
Did
in
he
his
have
sights.
overalls on?
Like, no, he did not. But you
No.
could just tell. Like, and by the way, he loves Zach. So Zach is cool. He's like, I want to kick this dude's ass though. We met like 10 seconds, right? So I'm sitting there, and then like as the show starts, he's like getting more, and I hear him like talking to his friends like real loud, like I'm gonna kick his ass, blah blah blah,
my
right?
Like in behind you?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Whoa.
I hope he's not talking about me because we're there like by a half hour by this time, right? And then Zach and I are just doing our thing, talking, and then the dude gets right on my back, like literally, like, and it's not that crowded. And he's like screaming as loud as he could scream, and this guy's like a hillbilly.
It's probably
screaming
this
as
guy's
loud as he could
detriment
scream.
that Tom was straight at this point. If Tom
I'm
was
totally
like,
straight.
First set Tom, he's like, whatever, man.
No, well, he was right in my ear, screaming as loud as he could, interrupting the music. He was just a jag off, and he's like bumping me in the back, and I'm like sitting there, and
Wow.
Zach's like, "Dude, let's just change sides. Let me get over. The guy likes me, he doesn't like you," and I'm like, "Zach, I'm not fucking moving, man. I'm doing nothing wrong."
See, straight Tom.
I'm like, dude, by the way, I'm in freaking doing triathlons. I'm totally sober. This guy is wasted, bigger than me, but wasted. I like my chances, man.
So all you got to do is fight him for about a minute. He'll
Dude,
get tired. And
we're
then
on a
you
hill,
work him,
John.
yeah.
If I pulled that guy forward, he would fall down.
Yeah,
right?
he
Tumble-
swings,
tumble
you
down.
duck,
Yeah.
you roll.
He's
Dude,
down.
I jerk him one
Yes.
time. He's face first in the hill.
You
right?
might just have to. Like,
I'm already
let him-
making plans.
Let him swing, and he misses, and he, like Jill said, he just tumbles.
So Zach and I are looking at each other. You know that look when you're looking at each other and you're like, "You ready?" He's like, "I'm ready." I'm like, "Dude," because if I was gonna pick two dudes in the audience to mess with, I wouldn't have messed with Zach and me. I would have gone to a lot of people before I got to Zach and me. So Zach and I are
Wow.
just sitting there. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get in a fight at the Dead Show. Fucking Kevin's gonna tear me up on Lockpod. Like, then it's not even my fault. I'm just sitting here minding my own business, right? And then this very beautiful woman in his group gets up and she's like, sit down, you fucking asshole. She's talking to him. She goes off
Wow,
on him.
she took care of
And
it.
then she turns around and she liked me. So, like, I have this effect on women sometimes, too. Some of them hate me. Some of them like me. This one happened to like me, right? And she's like, I am so sorry. Do you want me to stay here? And I was like,
Yes.
dude, please stay right here. No, she separated us. And then the guy goes off and he's,
Yes,
like, yelling
I
at
do.
me. And then after a while, she fixes it. And now the big drunk dude that hates me wants to kiss on me and love me.
Whoa.
So for the rest of the show, I'm getting hugged on by this fucking monster.
sweaty.
Wasted, like armpit hair on my shoulder, all that shit, right? So anyway,
I love you, man.
Alcohol's a weird thing.
yeah, alcohol slash
Ketamine.
question mark.
Wow.
This is
So anyway,
what
I didn't
this is
get in a
what I
fight, but
thought
I
Tom
almost
was
did.
like.
But that doesn't happen at a dead show, or it's not supposed to.
Never
in
happened to me
theory.
before.
No.
I've been to a lot of them.
It's not supposed to happen a Steely Dan show either.
I said that to him. I was like, dude, we're at a dead show. Like, that was one of the things I said to him. Like,
That's
seriously,
fair.
how could you be pissed off at a dead show?
Well, maybe it had to do with your accent. You're in
Oh,
the
yeah,
South.
northern accent.
You're in the
Something.
South.
Agreed.
Zach is he's got a southern accent.
You're right.
Yeah.
I wonder
You need a
because
twang.
Zach was in with this guy. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're cool. Fuck this guy."
See, I went to
I'm like, "What did I do, dude?" I'm like sitting here. I got dead.
Sound like
hat
a
on.
Yankee.
Did you
I-
say
yeah.
y'all at all?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Oh, you
don't
should've.
say y'all.
I went
not
to
say
college
y'all.
in Kentucky. You need to work on.
See,
your
when you
southern
say, what
accent.
is your
Yeah.
problem? And instead of, what's y'all problem?
What's y'all problem? I
See,
did
that'd
that.
have been,
Did you say?
My
hey,
bad.
Hey,
you say,
y'all.
"Hey, you guys"?
I
Did you
fucked
say
up.
"you guys"? Because that's
What
an
is-
instant
oh,
giveaway.
I agree.
Red
Instant
flag.
giveaway.
See,
Agreed, John.
wouldn't that have been
Yeah.
embarrassing if I get arrested in Indianapolis
It
at
would
a
have been.
dead show?
Yes.
I mean, that would have been horrifying.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
Oh, how
guy
about this?
ever.
So
Hilarious.
I go there with a group of people, and then they were sitting separate than me, and Zach is coming late. Okay, so we're in Shakedown Street, and I meet this surgeon. He just like comes into our group, and then the dudes I'm hanging with the whole time are like, "Hey, man, we got to leave." So they break off, and I'm hanging out with this surgeon.
Why?
Because we were in Shakedown Street. He was by himself, and I was by myself, right?
Did you guys just kick up a conversation?
We
Or-
just we're hanging out, and then like we're hanging out for a long
So your
time.
group says we got to go, and you're like, I'm sticking with this dude I just met.
The surgeon.
We weren't sitting together anymore.
Oh my God, is he the new
love it.
Forite?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
It's interesting. It's interesting you
maybe.
say
Mike,
that.
it's Mike. It's Dr. Mike's fault. He's midistant. He's midistant.
Well,
What do you expect?
So,
Yeah.
he has
That's
been
a whole
distant.
nother
Friggin-
topic.
Yeah.
So the surgeon and I are hanging in Shakedown Street for like an hour and a half, and then his sister comes and her fiance, and he's introducing me, and I'm sitting there
Oh,
like,
I've seen this movie. I've
I
seen
know
this
this
movie.
dude's family. I don't even know the dude's name.
too.
I knew him barely, but I was like, I just learned the dude's name, and I'm meeting his sister and everything, and I'm like, dude, I gotta bounce, man. I'm feeling like I'm in
wake
like,
up, you have
I'm in
one
your
kidney.
family, right?
Wait, which finger did you have your Oura ring on?
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
I didn't even think
Shit.
about
Good
that.
point.
No, he was a cool guy, and
You're like,
he's
man,
coming to the
I
Festival
mean,
of
I
Lights.
like hanging with your
He's
family
coming to
and
the
all,
Festival of
but
Lights. It
he
was
is
weird.
not.
He is coming to the Festival of Lights. Dude, we
no
changed
way.
numbers.
Yes.
He
We
is
changed
the new
numbers.
Forite.
He's the new Forite. Did you ask him if he could be the doctor backstage?
I will, dude. I'll put him on Lockpod and make
Forite,
Forite.
maybe he'll get jealous. Maybe.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
he is.
won't.
That's what we
Forite.
do.
He will. He
You
will.
think?
Not yet, but when he blacks in, when he comes back into reality,
Dude, if I make a new
this-
doctor friend, Forite will get jealous
Oh, yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is my new doctor
It's just
friend.
happened. He's probably not even listening right now.
Oh,
Like he
I'm
used
sure
to.
he's not.
He used to be in chat all the
He's
time.
in love, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Love is, it's a tumor.
Hey, guys. Love is
the
There's
title.
a title.
Tony always gets a title, man. Love is a tumor.
Yeah,
All right.
love is a tumor.
Hey, okay, I saw this TikTok the other day. And, the FAA is melting down again, right? I'm sure you guys
Oh, it's
saw
been
that,
terrible.
right? And I was scrolling through TikToks about United Airlines, and everybody's stranded all over the
By
place.
the way, United's like blaming the lack of air traffic controllers,
Right.
which there is a.
well, wouldn't you? I
problem,
mean,
but-
Southwest did the same thing.
Yeah.
You all just start pointing.
Blame everybody else.
I just said you all. You all just started pointing fingers at each
Oh,
other,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So you could have prevented
So,
a fight.
hey, John,
Buttigieg.
I did like a summary. We'll do that real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
this right here.
Yeah.
All right.
It sounded like a.
Chaos at airports in the U.S. as
Robot
passengers are
voice,
stranded
by the
for
way.
days and flyers are reporting lines lasting up to 14 hours, right before a holiday weekend. Disruptions to air travel began over the weekend, and yesterday alone saw close to 10,000 flights affected within, into, or out of the U.S., with over 7,700 being delayed and over 2,000 canceled, according to data from...
Yeah, you get the idea?
Yes.
Okay,
Idea.
so we got a serious
Doesn't it sound
situation.
like a robot.
It's it's happening during last Lockpod episode. So, and then you start seeing all the sad people in the airport TikToks.
Here's the real impact on a person.
okay. So let's watch. So this is a good one. This had like thousands and thousands of views.
Play this 7,500, I think. So play this whole thing, John.
So things are not good. My flight has been canceled out of Newark. to get home to Memphis for the second time. I was supposed to be home on Sunday night. It's now Wednesday at 3:25 in the morning. And I am not going to be able to get anywhere even close to home until Saturday. And we're flying into Nashville in the morning. Hopefully, if they don't cancel us again, like United, what the fuck? The plane was sitting there. It couldn't take off because there wasn't enough crew. And now they're telling me, like, I can't get my bag. I'm trying to find some place to stay for the next, 4 days in New York.
Oh, my God.
I have no clothes, no makeup, no nothing.
Nothing. Makeup.
I checked a bag. It's somewhere at the airport.
No.
But look on your guys' faces.
Why, what's the matter? Is there more?
Yeah.
I couldn't make it this far.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I hate crying on the internet. But,
she's not
She's not even crying. She said, I hate crying on the internet.
Okay.
Let's
go through her little
please,
sad guy here.
I cannot wait.
I wanted to throw my damn phone in the pool.
I did too.
Okay. So this young lady is in Newark.
Yes.
And she needs to go to Memphis.
16-hour drive.
16? That's like an 8-hour drive.
8 hours? Okay, fine.
Right? Because you could drive to D.C. in 12. That's like an 8-9 hour drive,
okay.
dude. Like, get a goddamn car, lady. You're sitting there. She says it's Tuesday. She's been there since Sunday. If you drove Sunday night, you'd have been there Monday, you idiot.
That's amazing.
What the hell is the matter with you? You're sitting there on TikTok 3 days later, still in Newark, you freaking moron.
16 hours.
What is the matter with these people?
16 hours.
Still, get the hell out of here.
It's a day.
How about
cry
solve
on
the problem instead of filming yourself and putting it on TikTok?
Yeah, what is that? What a narcissist.
But let's
Bizarro world.
TikTok is a narcissist.
But wait. Let's say she tried to get a rent-a-car. That's not probably going to work there.
Get in
Probably
line,
not. Right?
Yeah.
How about this? How about
Well, you could get out of there and rent a car. Like, get a one-way rental.
I don't know. Well, let's say they're sold out. Let's say everybody already has them. Take a train to Philly.
Take a Greyhound.
Yeah, take a Greyhound.
Start moving. Obviously,
5
don't
days.
sit
You're
in the
going to sit in the
airport.
airport for 5
I
days.
would get on a
Amazing.
Greyhound.
This is a problem.
People
I don't
are
understand
dumb,
this.
man.
I'm going to film myself crying.
You're
post
dumb.
it.
That lady is just, she made herself look like an asshole.
Actually, some of my favorite
comments.
comments were like,
Yeah,
hey,
I wanna
honey,
see
I got a
this.
place in blah, blah, blah. Come stay with me for 4 days. There was a lot of that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, she asked for it.
Hey, you know there's a segment of the population.
That was my daughter.
There's a segment of the population that gets their news from LockPod. And I'm very proud to say
Huge chunk.
it's a huge chunk.
Yes.
It is, and it's sad, but it's true. And I'm very happy to say that we had 2 segments in the last episode
Yes.
that were followed up in the news.
Like almost immediately. Like that
man.
day.
So basically, if you're listening to LockPod, it's sort of like listening to CNN.
Breaking
Oh,
news.
God.
You're a step ahead of the
Ish.
game if you're
Ish.
listening
Fox
to
News.
live.
Ish.
No.
Yeah.
It's major news, is
You're
what we're
impress
saying. Right?
all your friends because you know things before they happen.
Right.
Yep.
True.
So listen to LockPod and learn things.
Or I like to think like Tom kind of previews things that are about to be big news.
Big news.
Like
Like last
ahead.
show, we talked
Air
about
quality.
air quality.
Like
right?
you were previewing it. And actually, tell you the truth, when you showed me that map, that was the first time
Right.
Yeah.
I actually checked my air quality index on my phone. Mm-hmm. And you were like, no,
Our
man,
air quality-
it's the fires.
We were talking about that, and that day the air quality was in the 170s. It's usually in the 60s.
Over 200.
50s. Oh, really?
The next day.
And then we had the worst air quality in the world.
Chicago had
Right
the
here.
worst quality in the world.
In the
Air
world?
quality. In the
Worse than
world.
LA?
Beijing was laughing
Worse,
at us.
John.
You can't even see the sun in Beijing, and
I know.
and we're worse.
It was
Right.
worse.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So good
And then-
job.
So then, obviously, we were on top of that. We gave it to you before it became news, right? And then we were also talking about, in the last episode, we were doing a lot of this, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I
The
love
rustling
that
of the
sound
paper.
effect.
It's like Trump's like, and then Millie gave me this. Oh, if you look right here, that stuff. We pointed that out specifically, and then Donald Trump followed it up right after LockPod left out.
Play that.
We had a lot of papers stacked up. In fact, you could hear the rustle of the paper. And
Look at
nobody
you.
said I did anything wrong, other than the fake news, which of course is Fox, too.
Oh, Fox also.
Wait, are we fake news? Is that what he's?
Yeah,
We
he was talking
are
about
fake
us.
news.
He was
He's talking about
he's
LockPod.
talking about Mayor Tom.
Can we talk now about how screwed the Donald is?
Oh.
Like the walls are closing in on
Dude.
the fellow. Oh man, it's
He's
bad.
Well, we're going to get to that in segment 2, I think, because I want John to talk about Rudy Giuliani's proffer.
Yeah, let's do
We're
that.
gonna
So
do
we are
that.
going to talk about. So when we come back, we're talking about Rudy Giuliani. We have a mailbag we got to hit.
Oh, let's
But
do
we got
these.
Rudy Giuliani. We want to talk to Johnny about litigation because he just did get out of court. And in the third segment, the long stalled out topic. I know John wants to talk about this, and so do I. Is the cars with trackers in it so that you could pay tolls per mile.
Just to
basically.
go into a city.
And it starts off with New York, but where they're going to head is, I think if you fast forward it in America, if you're driving a car on streets, you know, if you don't have a flying car or whatever, you're going to have to pay per mile. You're not going to be able to just cruise in the back roads and do it for free like we've grown accustomed to. You'll be getting tracked by the government eventually, and it's starting in New York. So we're going to hit that segment in the third.
That's
right.
terrible.
Let's do mailbag. John, get the lips ready.
Kevin's
right now?
favorite part.
Yes. Here it
All
comes.
right, here we go. Mailbag.
That was a good
John
one.
just vomited.
Thank you.
Dude,
Wait, which
the
John?
last couple mailbags you've done have been
Cantrell.
bullshit. That was
Well,
a good
that
one.
was a good one, but you
That
know
was
what?
good.
It's disturbing how much Kevin likes it.
I know.
Yeah. Mhm.
I know.
I mean,
It
I
is-
like the
it's a
sound
kink.
effect.
It's a kink.
It reminds
for
me
sure.
of Seinfeld.
It's a
Thank
kink.
you, Kevin. I think
Does-
the same. I
Does,
tried.
does it move?
Does what move? John's lips? John's lips?
I think it moved. Kevin,
It.
yeah.
Oh, that's a Seinfeld
That's a
reference.
strong
I got it.
contention for the title.
Yeah, I
Does
think
it
it moved.
move? Yeah.
Does it move?
That's a good Seinfeld reference.
Yeah,
John.
it is. Thank
Good
you.
work.
All right. Real quick, a mailbagger here. Alex R. sent a nice mailbag. He was asking if the Hammond Beach is really a clothing optional beach.
It's still going. It still lives.
Just a simple
love it. It's
question.
got juice.
Hey,
Yes.
could I show up naked to this beach? It says on the internet I can, basically, right?
This was just let's frame this. This was an actual email received by somebody at City Hall.
On the Go Hammond website. It came in the other day. Just 6:27 came in. Alex R. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to do that. Sorry,
Right.
Alex. Alex asked, "Can I show up naked?" And we responded, "No, that was an April Fool's joke
4 years ago.
That was, and
There
it
it
was,
is.
It was epic. For the record, it was the best April Fool's joke,
Yes.
I think especially because you fooled Chicago TV.
dude.
I mean,
yeah.
like
Check this out.
like tens of thousands of humans.
Oh,
went
yeah.
into this.
This
yes.
is CBS.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable.
Well, I think the interesting thing. You
Oh,
know
I
what else?
thought you were gonna play something. Nothing. Yeah, but so Hammond mayor proposes nude beach in April Fool's prank.
CBS News.
So we had this April Fool's joke going. So we had it planned out. We dropped it at midnight. So by the time we all woke up on April Fool's Day that year, all the local media was running it like it's a real story.
It was a lesson in how media doesn't like to be scooped.
Yeah, so
because
everybody-
like somebody ran. I forget. It was like NBC.
Yep.
Ran
Whoever
with it,
ran it.
and then everybody was like, "Whoa."
Nobody stopped to think.
Right. Nobody
wait a
wanted to
second,
be right. Nobody stopped.
So
to think,
one person did it. They all jump on board, and then they all start going.
Oh shit! It's April Fool. Like, they got.
It was awesome.
They got punked.
The whole Chicago media got pulled in,
So
and we
great.
had specific rules that we're not breaking it until 2 p.m. And Kevin was dying. Dude. He's like, Tom, we got to let this thing go. Tom, like, right?
Yes.
Kevin was like, and then what time did we break it?
It
Did
was
we
like
wait?
noon, I think.
Yeah, it was appropriately late. It was like, and then we finally broke it, and everybody
The
like,
phone at mayor's office was going off the hook with
People
news
were
agencies
so
trying to
pissed.
confirm.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, mayor's not available. Yeah, we don't.
it was great.
Sorry.
We did it on purpose, premeditated murder on that one.
It was
Best
great.
April Fool's joke
So,
ever.
and I love the fact that it still got juice.
I know, I love it too.
And you can't tell me that you wouldn't want to move to a community that really can pull off a good prank, especially on April Fool's Day.
And by the way, I want to know why
These are my
Alex
people.
asked that question.
Well, I mean, he's
We should answer him and say yes, only on the 4th of July.
okay.
It's naked beach on 4th of
mean,
July.
it's-
Just show up naked.
It's easy to see how it happened. Nude beaches near Chicago.
Sure.
You know, Alex could be
Pulls it
from
up.
yeah,
Romania.
right. He pulls it up. Hammond, Indiana
yeah,
beach to go
yeah.
clothing optional. It's right
We should
there.
just say,
right?
you know what,
Reads
Alex?
nothing, just the headline.
It's up
Posted
to you.
April 1st, 2019. It says.
let me tell you what. This is a fact. I think after dark and all these beaches in
People have
Northwest
been naked
Indiana,
there.
there's a lot of nudity
Sure.
in these beaches.
After
So,
dark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But versus an official nude beach, right?
I really like the
Yeah.
one where you said you were going to cover Lost Marsh in a dome.
In a
and,
dome?
And that
That's
includes
great.
like a couple streets with houses.
and
people had to go in and out of an airlock.
So
Oh, they lost their shit.
There were
got
some pissed
so
off people
pissed.
on that one. It was the time. It was if you put yourself in the time. It was when ARP money first came out, and it was billions. So and there was a big fear amongst the Republican Party that Democratic mayors, particularly, were going to blow this money.
like on stupid things.
So
right?
as soon as we get like $50 million, we're like, we're going to build a big dome, and it landed
over
with
the
a
golf
thud.
course. Oh,
And we had the thing is when we do these things, we have pictures and everything. So
Right.
you would think we spent thousands of dollars on these pictures, but we didn't.
Just good old fashioned Photoshop.
Just John Photoshop for 30 minutes.
That's it.
All right, another mailbag. This is not as funny. This is more like a dilemma. Like, what would you do if you're the mayor? Okay.
yeah.
So this is straight up not funny. but it is a mailbag, and it's a dilemma. So this stuff I get a lot. Mr. Mayor, I'm a senior, disabled, and a widow. I've been trying to get help with my roof on my home. I have called everywhere and emailed everywhere. I can't get anybody to help me. Nobody can help. That's why I'm writing to you now. I really need help with my roof. Thank you. Submitted, question, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say any names.
I think John needs help with his roof. No, John, do you need help with your roof?
No, I recently had a roof put on.
But like this goes. I had another thing recently where
the mayor.
A local business wanted help with their parking lot. This is similar types of things. Okay, is like there's certain things that the government doesn't do. My government can't. I don't think it's helpful at all if I'm fixing people's roof. I just don't think it's helpful at all. I think that by owning a home, you have to have enough income to be able to maintain the home, especially the roof. And if you cannot do that, you probably shouldn't.
Well, what's the next? What happens next? I need help with my windows.
If I help one person with their roof, $10,000 job, let's say, on our, I imagine it's not a huge house, right? Do you think there's not going to be 20 other people with horrifying stories similarly? Hundreds. There's 25,000 homes in the city of Hammond. If
Mayor, I need new siding.
Right? Like, I need a ramp. I mean, we don't have enough money. Everything. My furnace is out.
I need tuck pointing.
Rent. Rent. How about that? Hey, man, I'm broke.
Year.
Can you help me with my rent? I just moved here, right? We just got something, Kevin. Didn't we just get something recently?
Oh, yeah. This is crazy. Okay, this really amazed me and irritated me. It was at, I think we were at Mayor's Night Out, and nice lady gets up, asks a question. Mayor, can you please give me information on rental assistance? And I was like, okay, she's down on her luck. Something happened, lost her job, single mom, whatever, something happened. And, your staff answered the question. And then she says, yeah, I just moved to town. I'm thinking, wait a minute.
No.
You moved to a city where you entered a lease where you knew you couldn't afford the rent, and your first question is, where's my rental assistance?
Wow.
That is a big problem for me. It's like, go to a city where you can afford the rent.
So that tells you right there she's from the state of Illinois.
Agree.
She moved here. Like, it's interesting when people come to court, as soon as the judge calls their name and somebody says, here,
you know it's
an Illinois person, because that's what they do in Illinois.
Yeah.
And there is there's always been a lot of people from Illinois coming here, and now it's 20-fold coming into Indiana.
Totally agree. But what the thing that a lot of people that are moving here don't realize is this is a conservative state.
Yes.
This state doesn't just hand out money. Nope. And the funds that I have to fund roofs, when I took over as mayor, we had community development funds, $4 million plus every year when I took over in 2004. And then George W. Bush started attacking that when he was president. And then Donald Trump started attacking it when he was president. You know how much that income stream is now? It was in 2004, it was $4 million for things like this, right? It's about $1 million now.
Well, I think even
75% less 20 years later. So how much can I get done? I used to be able to have challenges with $4 million. Now I have $1 million. And
add inflation.
Right. So basically, the government's not helping us at all with this. We don't have money laying around where I could do people's roofs.
Yeah.
Or parking lots,
but
for that matter.
If you do one roof and then you don't do 97 people, so you make 97 people mad.
You made one person happy and you piss off everybody else.
Who
doesn't want a free roof?
It's a slippery
right?
slope.
Yes.
What's next?
Yeah.
So, as mayor, when you get something like this, it sucks, but I can't.
Well, and it's not that you're not compassionate.
I am
know
compassionate.
You are compassionate.
I am
and
compassionate.
you care about your residents, and you don't want to see this woman end up homeless. But either her family or somebody's got to make a decision, maybe you should sell the house.
That's right.
Take that money. You have an asset.
It's brutal.
She probably doesn't have a mortgage.
It's brutal.
Take that asset and make plans for the rest of your life.
Let's say Hammond decided that this was important, that ladies like this that need help, and God bless her,
Yeah.
But let's say as a city, we're like, okay, every time I get a letter like this, I'm going to fix their roof. Okay? So she comes in, I give her $6,000 or something, right? Another person with a similar story. And before you know it, Hammond's just losing, handing out millions of dollars to people to maintain their house.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they can't afford to maintain.
Right.
So it's what is when the next problem goes, your furnace is out and your windows go.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, we have vacant and abandoned homes or homes that need demolition.
That's what people don't understand. This lady doesn't understand. I have 80,000 people that live in the city, 25,000 people in similar situations with similar issues with our house. We can't just fix your house.
John, what did you do when your roof needed help?
Very fortunately, because roofs are not cheap, it was right after a storm. We have great insurance. They came out and they covered a lot of the costs, thankfully.
And who did your roof?
Rogers Roofing.
Let's move forward, guys.
was good.
We're digging in. So I'll do Byway. Johnny, you do the next one, okay?
Yes, sir.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly micro.
That's why I was getting to the ads, Tom. Did you
I
notice
love
that?
it. I love it.
Right in.
Oh, you wanted to go to Rogers Roofing?
No, I was
Right.
just saying.
No, that's why.
That's my segue.
It would have been good to go to Rogers Roofing.
They did incredible.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit Rogers Roofing today.
And they will work with your insurance companies.
Or call 219-933-9145. That's Rogers Roofing, 219-933-9145.
When I did mine, they had 0% financing for 12 months.
Whoa!
Yes.
Cantrell and Cantrell. and Cantrell, attorneys at law. That's me and my wife, Kristen. We're both really good lawyers. We do accident cases, injury cases,
first time.
and criminal defense. And I will tell you this. You know, my ad, when Kevin or Tom or Vez Marquis or Jill reads it, they talk about how I'm in court and jail every day. Why is that important? Because do you really want to get some family law attorney to come in and represent you? They're going to get,
Who doesn't know where cell block 4D is?
But also, they're going to give you a plea. And so if you don't know if this is a good plea or a bad plea, basically the prosecutor's doing their work for you. How does somebody who doesn't go to court here and doesn't know the game, how are they going to decide if you have a good plea or not? You have to have somebody who goes to these courts and knows everybody
You
all
want
the
the
time.
guy in the trenches.
Exactly.
oh,
And
there it
that's me.
is.
That's me.
That could
Call-
be your sub theme, like a sub logo. The guy in the trenches.
Check me out. Check us out on bettercallcantrell.com or 554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529.
And thank you to you and Kristen for sponsoring the show.
Yeah, and Tom invented that number in 2001
Yes.
for
For
law.
law.
So yeah, it's still kicking, bro.
Was he also in charge of the billboards?
Thank you for it. Yeah.
All right. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. Byway is conveniently located just off of the 8094 Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
I'll be there for lunch today.
Ooh, nice.
It's exciting.
All right. Yes?
Miss Brent?
Oh, you wanted me? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were
I'll
doing
do
the next
it.
one.
Misprint
Then I was-
printing.
No, Joe's going to do it.
All right.
We're going out of order. It's
All right.
it's
Go out of
chaos.
order.
Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions.
Thank you. You still like your metal business cards?
Yeah, I
Love
still
'em.
use them.
Anyway, they have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and Hammond.
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know what to do? Well, who are you going to call? Kuklakis, that's you. Your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and in Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Kuklakis Law. Kuklakis Law also said, don't hire Johnny Law. Hire him. No matter what your legal issue is, call Kuklakis Law at 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Hablamos español. I wish I knew how to say don't call Johnny Law in Spanish. That would have been classic.
I'm glad you don't.
Okay, we're rolling into this is a Johnny segment. Love it. Johnny literally put this segment together. So
All right,
you're
let's
in
see
for
how
a
it
treat.
goes.
And then I got to roll. So
You're in for a
Perfect.
treat.
Yeah.
So basically,
Then you're
John
off to court, like just
John
like your
felt-
ad says.
Yeah, John felt strongly that we need to talk about what's going on with Rudy Giuliani.
This is getting good.
because
Honestly,
John, you're a federal public defender, right?
no,
No, not federal.
I just people pay me and I go.
Well, I know you
yeah.
do tons of federal litigation.
Yes.
I thought you were a federal public defender also. So
No, they went in house.
Yeah.
They have some. They
Oh,
used to,
that's right.
When we started, they used to have a thing called the CJS program, and they
still
still
have
have it, but it's not as extensive as it used to be.
Their full-time staff is way bigger.
really,
Yeah.
So John, basically in this case, we have Rudy Giuliani that's submitting a proffer.
And it's covered by all the news sources.
What does that mean? So I think a lot of people
Yes.
have no clue what a proffer means.
All right, so basically it's kind of like a job interview. Somebody's attorney will call the government, or the government will call
So in
somebody's
this case,
lawyer,
Rudy's lawyer called the government.
or vice versa.
We don't know.
They said they want to talk to you. So a proffer is a contract between the government, potential defendant or witness, and their attorney. And they say, hey, we're going to come in here like a room like this. You sit down, and a person is going to give up answers to a bunch of questions that the government has for them. So you'll have like 2 federal prosecutors in there, 3 federal agents. You sit in a conference room and the person talks. But
and you have an obligation to tell the truth.
Yeah, and the first thing that happens is you sign a contract that says what happens in here doesn't leave the room. We can't use this against you. You get permission to talk freely. And really, it's the government is deciding whether or not they want to use them as a witness. They see what they're going to say. They see if they're going to tell the truth. And then if they like what they have to say, then they start cutting deals. We're like, well, if you'll come on our team, we'll give you probation, but you're going to have to testify. You have to plead guilty to this, and they start working those details
So everything
out.
in there, you could just be totally frank.
But John, isn't
Yes.
it true that you can that there's no guarantee that they won't prosecute you either?
Oh, for sure.
Right. There's
No,
not, it's
they're
not like,
trained.
this
Right.
is not. So I think the important thing that I want John to make a distinction is there's a big difference between making a proffer and getting immunity.
So yes, well, and this is what's going down. They come in and they say, "Hey, let me lay out." So like a prosecutor calls you and says, "Hey, bring your client in next Thursday because we're getting ready to charge him, and we want him to talk on his good friend, business partner, whatever." And they say, "We're going to show out our case. I'm going to show them how we have them on video, show the emails that we got. I'm going to lay out my case, and then you can have half an hour with them. We'll leave the room. You could talk to him and see if he wants to talk to us." And this is all under the coverage.
Have you done this before?
About 500 times.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking like
With like serious cases, like where.
serious cases, not serious cases. A lot
But
of,
like
lot of
usually
drug cases.
in this case though, John, you're representing if they're trying to get your client to proffer, they're going after somebody higher up on the food chain,
Yeah,
right?
they-
Your guy is like going to aid them to go after the ultimate goal.
prosecution is they trade hot dogs for steak. If you're a hot
Right.
dog, they want to give you up for the steak, and so then
So in this case, Giuliani is a tool to help the federal
He's a hot
prosecutors get
dog,
it there, and the stake is Donald Trump.
Well, I do a lot of gangs, guns, and drugs. So you have gun runners, gang members, druggies. They get the low-level dealer. They're trying to get the kingpin. So they're trying to get somebody to say, "Hey, listen."
So are they like Kevin said? That doesn't mean that they're not going to be charged with crimes. They're just going to get better deal.
This is
going through this process?
this is the way I see this happening with Giuliani. The federal prosecutors come in. Giuliani comes with his attorney. They say, "Hey, listen. This is what we have on you. We're going to indict you. This is where the guidelines come in. You're going to get 8 years in prison. You're 79 years
Right.
old. You're going to die in jail. Your health is already shitty. So we'll give you
Losing your law license.
We'll give you probation, but you're going to have to
79.
testify against
Right.
the Donald." And then they see. This is the problem. You get a lot of people who come into those meetings, and the meetings end quickly because people are lying. They want to say, "Hey, I saw this, but I was sitting there reading the Bible, and that's
that
how I
can
saw
be
it."
that can be a count against you. By the way, you can
sure.
basically
So if you
lie
lie-
yourself into lying to a federal agent.
Yeah.
But I thought
So
you
they
said
could
nothing can be used
right. I
against
thought
you in
I
the
was
room.
going to say the same thing. John.
They
Good
usually,
job.
but they'll sign sometimes that say except if you don't
If you're
tell the
lying.
truth.
Ah.
That's
And
right.
so they're trying to get people into telling the truth. 'cause
Can
they
you
also
can
don't-
you take the fifth in a proffer during
I
a
mean,
meeting?
you don't. You just
You
don't.
just
sign
don't
it.
talk. You just don't
go
talk.
in. And a lot of times.
Oh, so you're saying it's advantageous for you, of course, to go to this proffer because you may get a better deal out of it, right?
Yeah, because I mean, they say, "Do you want to die in jail or do you want to snitch and get probation?"
And now also,
Right,
there's
right.
but it is kind of a fact finding for the government too. They may not tell you this, but you may be the witness that will kind of close some loops factually
Right.
on information that they've been wondering about,
Shit.
and so that'll help them determine prosecution of you, others, or
Right.
maybe their target.
Also, it's a good time to see a sneak preview of the government's case because they show you what they got on you, and that makes people a lot of times they're like they don't have anything
Right.
to go in, and
then
they
you
got
see
them,
it,
they
and then
got
you
them
come out of there, you're like, we need to do something, right?
Yeah, like okay, let's go.
Do
to the
you
office.
settle on that, or do you have like a period of time after, like a couple days to think about it?
It's usually you have to go back, and they're going to put things in writing and get approval from the
More than a
higher-ups,
couple
things like
days.
that. Yeah, sometimes
Oh, yeah.
it takes a couple weeks from there.
How about with state? Do you have the same issue with state felony?
Yes, I mean it's
So they do that also in Bernie's office or in any prosecutor's office.
sure.
Not as many proffers in state, though, right, John?
Oh, there is a ton.
Really?
Well, because think about drug cases.
Oh,
they're busted.
yeah.
So, and also think about like shooting cases. There's 4 dudes in a car.
Uh-huh.
You got the lookout and the getaway driver.
Right.
They have to snitch because if you're the getaway driver, you're just as guilty as the shooter. So if it's a murder and you like
Felony murder.
the guy went in and robbed a bank and I
Yep.
didn't do anything. I was just the driver. Like,
And he
oops.
killed
You could
somebody.
be charged as well, right?
So you're
You're
getting
a
charged
murderer.
with murder, and you're the getaway driver.
Mhm.
So
So
you
that's-
proffer, and then you get better treatment.
John, do they call it a
Yeah.
proffer in state court, or
Yeah.
what do they call it? Do they
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Interesting.
So they use the same thing. It happens all the same way.
Okay, so let's go back to Giuliani then. So how do we know for a fact he's being used as a proffer? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's covered under. I mean, everybody covered it, so it's true. It came from a source, and they probably watched it happen. They probably, were waiting
So
around.
what's your opinion? Do you think he's flipping on Donald?
Yes,
You
because
do?
they're going to come in because he did this whole cover up, the thing with the fake electors, and then the January 6th. They're going to come in and indict him for a couple different things, and he's
Sedition.
Yeah,
And they're going to get him.
Conspiracy.
They get his email accounts, every email he has. They get every text, every phone he has, every text message that comes in, every phone call that was made
Does anybody in this room think that he didn't do dirty stuff?
Oh, dude.
Come on. Yeah,
terrible.
he's cooked. They're going to show him that he's cooked. He probably already is cooked. Now they're working out the deal, and he's going to have to come in. But one of the things they do, and proffers often end in like the first 4 minutes because they'll come in and start asking my client questions. And I tell my clients this. I said, these people are all here. We got this whole room set up. You got 2 prosecutors, 4 federal agents are here, DEA, ATF dudes coming from Illinois. You lie to them, they're going to get up and leave. And they come and they say, you lie to us, we're going to get up and leave. And they ask 10 minutes of questions for answers they already know. So somebody lies, they just get it. They're like, you're a liar, deal's off. And then you try to get them to come back in the room. It's like a car dealer, like, come back in the room.
Wait a minute.
Talk to you.
We still want to buy that car.
Yeah. And that's Tuesday. That's Tuesday in the office, but that's how this goes. And that's where this is heading. I'll tell you what, he's going to flip on the Donald, and the Donald is going to get so squeezed. This is heating up, and it's getting good, and this is fun to have this ringside seat for all of us.
This stuff with Giuliani has to do with the peaceful transfer of power and the fake elector scheme.
Fake electors, I think, is the big one.
Yes.
So let's go through all of Donald's legal problems.
Yes.
Okay, you got DOJ, in Department of Justice in Miami, right? Over the confidential papers. You got the Gene Carroll civil lawsuit where he owes $10 million or something like that.
Whatever.
You got a second lawsuit filed by Gene Carroll because he said that after he said that woman's crazy and I didn't rape her, which is another defamatory statement.
Manhattan DA.
Manhattan DA. That's
Indictment.
against Trump organization for millions of dollars.
That's Donald Trump indictment.
I thought that was Trump organization.
No,
was
Donald-
found civilly liable. Okay.
Okay.
Then Manhattan DA. What's that one on, Kevin?
That's the 34 misdemeanors when he first time he had to go to court up in Manhattan. He got indicted.
God, I can't keep track.
And
of
then
this shit.
Atlanta, and he's got Georgia. That isn't no indictment yet, but under investigation, grand jury.
It's all bad.
Yeah,
dude. And this guy, in the meantime, is supposed to run for president. Yeah. And by the way, that video we played, it's hard for you to appreciate it. If you could pull it up on your own, I would. John, could you pull that up again real quick? The video we showed earlier.
The rustling of the papers.
Yeah, that one, just to show his face.
John, right?
I got to roll, but I also
look at, he looks freaking old as shit.
He looks worse.
We had a lot of papers stacked up. In fact, you could hear the rustle of the paper, and nobody said I did anything.
That's a human crumbling.
It's lawfare, dude. Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. It's obvious. Whether he's guilty of all this stuff or not, they're piling this stuff on to slow him down.
Well, John, that implies some sort of coordinated effort between John's out of here. That implies some sort of coordinated effort between Manhattan,
Johnny
like
wanted to
Atlanta, Miami.
It doesn't. No,
Did
it doesn't
I
have
cut you
to be
off, John?
coordinated.
John, you want to talk?
No, he's got to go. See you, bub.
Sorry.
Yeah,
right.
later.
It doesn't have to be coordinated between everyone. I think there's enough people that
no,
don't
but
want
you
to see
said they're
him be
piling
president.
on, and I think they're piling. They may be piling on it, but it's independent.
But
I don't think there's coordination.
I don't think anybody ever said that the feds don't have a lot of power, and if they don't like you, that they can't come after you. I don't think anybody ever said that. And
matter of fact, they have said it. Schumer has said it explicitly on TV.
Dude, it's a fact.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
He said Trump is barking up the wrong tree. This was years ago.
Yeah, dude.
That
you
famous
don't mess
Schumer
with the
clip.
Feds. You don't mess with them. Yeah. You don't poke the feds in the eye. They have amazing power, and they don't lose. Like, the feds don't lose. So why would you piss them off?
And he just thinks
he's better than them.
Yeah, he thinks he can just go ahead and attack them. Like the stuff he's calling the federal prosecutor.
Right.
I'm like,
dude,
are you nuts?
He's insane. You don't do that. Like, the feds are the ultimate power, the ultimate policing power.
I think he thinks that, like, don't worry, my supporters will come and there'll be a coup on the United States of America, and they'll just put me in as king.
He thinks he's above the federal government.
It's bizarre. It's crazy.
This is the dangerous person. And by the way, like, you don't fuck with the federal government. You just don't. You don't do it. And he is just like poking them in the eye, calling them names, calling them corrupt, and they're coming at him hard. They're not. This guy's going down hard.
It's not going to slow him down. That's for sure.
Donald Trump is not going to be the president. I hate to break it to you, Trumpsters out there. This guy's going down. He's going to be in federal prison on election day.
Unless you can figure out a way to, do a coup and then put him in for life or something.
He may not be in prison on election day, but he'll be in prison within a couple months of election day.
I mean, and that if that's the case, that's going to be if he can't win, right?
I think he wins and he pardons himself.
Well, but he still has state issues.
Yeah, good point.
He still has state issues.
It's
But-
bizarre.
I mean,
this is
okay.
bizarre
So
world.
Trump doesn't win. Do you guys think Biden wins?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Who else is gonna win?
sad
No.
is
Okay.
that?
You know what's sad is that the Republicans can't nominate somebody besides Trump,
And vice versa. Biden is the best.
but no
we
one's
got.
running again.
Dude,
I guess my
Fucking
point is
Kennedy,
there's,
dude.
It's like, John, there's no options in the Democratic Party because
Gavin Newsom. I'd vote for him.
But if Gavin Newsom ran, he would ruin his career because
Correct. I
Democrats
agree.
would ruin him.
I agree.
Democrats would go after him. I'm not even saying it's right. It's not right. But I think that Gavin Newsom should be running. I think RFK Jr. should be running, and they should be treated with respect. Instead, it's like a communist country right now.
Well, it's the same thing they did with Trump in 2020.
I
They
don't
didn't
give a
let
shit,
anybody
Kevin.
run.
We're the Democratic Party.
I'm not
and
asking
they're
you
like,
to give a shit, Tom. I'm just saying
I'm just
that
saying,
when you
but why is that right? We should be better than the
it's
Republican Party.
I agree with that.
Right, but instead we're doing exactly what they did with Trump.
And what
It's
they
bullshit.
would do with Hillary. They didn't. They
I don't
cleared the
care.
field for her.
I tell you what, man. If anybody ever
No,
wants,
I'm
to,
agreeing with you.
I agree
in
with
16,
you too.
they
But
said,
how about this? If
She's
somebody
our
wants
nominee.
to file against me for November, I have no freaking problem with that, dude. I'll kick that person in the ass. Okay, so like file against me. I don't give a shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, my supporters will probably care more than me because I'm going to have to get everybody working, right? But like, why?
Oh my God! Don't file against him.
See, that's what I'm saying, Jill.
Jill's
right?
like, please.
I don't
No.
give a shit if somebody
No,
runs
thank
against
you.
me. I don't give
I'm
a shit if
enjoying
I
my
debate
summer.
somebody. I don't give a shit. Like that's how it should be in government. Like Joe Biden should welcome Gavin Newsom to run against him so he can kick his ass. That's the way it should be. And if he can't kick Gavin Newsom's ass, what the hell are you doing, Joe? Get the hell out of there.
But do you think? I mean, like, just
I like Biden.
Objectively, does he have 6 more years though, Kevin? The guy's
I mean,
falling
he may not.
every week.
That concerns me, John. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, I think policy-wise, he's done great. I think his administration has done great. I would say that. Overall, I think he's had a lot of successes. And John, I'm not asking you to agree with me.
no,
I'm just
Kevin,
saying,
I'll say it right here. He's actually done some centrist stuff, man.
Yep,
The
I
CHIPS
agree.
Act,
Yeah.
that stuff like that.
I agree.
I mean,
ARP
yeah.
money, things like that. It's good stuff. But I don't know. I mean, am I looking forward to a Trump-Biden rematch? No. I think it's terrible for the country.
Yep.
Oh my God,
It's terrible for our party.
it's actually
It's
just
terrible
shocking
to
to think about.
I don't think Joe Biden is the strongest Democrat to run in our party. I don't even think he's in the top 50. There's,
50.
Whoa,
Dude, there's so many better
Top
people.
50.
I'm a better choice for president than Joe Biden in a second term.
Amen.
I am.
Amen.
Straight up better choice. If I had a chance, if I wasn't going to get ruined, I would run against him and I'd prove to people I'm a way better choice than him. He's going to be freaking 80-something years old. It's
82,
ridiculous.
I think.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's, dude. It's bullshit. And, and then RFK Jr. wants to run and they're out to ruin him. They're out to ruin him. You can't even debate him. Why? If Joe Biden's the best guy, why can't RFK debate him?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like when Ted Kennedy ran against Carter. I mean,
Yeah,
that was the last
right.
real challenge to an
Right.
incumbent president. I mean, right?
Kevin,
I mean, can I think of another?
Kevin,
Can there?
wouldn't we have been better off with Ted Kennedy in that election?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look. I
It
mean,
was
that pretty-
1980.
Yeah.
It was 1980. Reagan took over and changed America.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of us having a better opportunity with Ted Kennedy, maybe we would have won in 1980.
Kennedy versus Reagan. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that?
It would have been a better opportunity for
Wow.
us. Jimmy Carter had no chance. But we have to he's running for a second term. We got to give it to him, even though we're going to get our ass kicked.
Presidentially, there's a lot of respect for the incumbent, for sure.
How about this? I think if Biden runs against Trump, Biden wins easily. Okay? I think if Biden runs against almost anybody
DeSantis?
else, I think we're in trouble. If DeSantis or Haley or whoever it is, I think we're in
Interesting.
trouble.
I think
DeSantis is.
DeSantis,
It's
I think, is
imploding.
going down.
He's
One of those people,
imploding.
I
whoever
agree.
walks out, John, of the Republican nomination, if it's not Trump, they could beat Biden.
I think Biden, Chris Christie wins.
I agree. I'm not even shitting. I think Nikki Haley kicks Biden's ass.
That would be interesting.
Nikki Haley, Biden.
How about
I
this?
think
How
you're
about
right.
Governor Whitmer in Michigan? Why can't she run for president?
She could, but she likes being governor.
No, she doesn't. She wants to be president,
She almost
dude.
got kidnapped.
But she doesn't want to run for president because it would ruin her goddamn career.
She did not, Kevin.
What are you talking about, John? She absolutely
She
got
did
almost.
not. Look at how that turned out, though.
Oh my God!
There was a
John.
plot to kidnap her.
Okay, instigated by who?
Just some
look it up.
freaking crazy right wing,
Crazy people.
Nah, let's look. Let's look into it. We'll cover it on the next.
Why don't you do
episode.
that, dude?
Okay.
That could be your segment.
You guys might be surprised how that turned out.
All right, let's go. John's got a segment.
This guy's
coming
in
the next
jail
show.
for it.
Okay.
Man, it's an edgy ass show.
Yeah, I
All right,
love it.
let's continue the edginess. Let's do some ads. Come back. We'll talk a little bit about Big Brother watching us on our tolls. So
Ugh.
Prestonmer Insurance Agency. The Ron J. Prestonmer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestonmer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103. Kevin, Prestonmer's doing our rain insurance for the festival, right?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Oops.
Strike that. I thought they always did.
No, they never have.
Oh, because
They
it's,
do other.
it's
they
unique.
Do,
It's
yeah,
unique.
They, you
It's
know what they
super
do?
unique.
Yeah, it is. They do. Actually, they do our 5K insurance. Yeah,
So they do
other
parts.
stuff.
I thought I always thought we went through them and then went through like the Royal Bank of London or something like that.
We go through another agent that does this specifically. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But Prestonmer does a lot of other stuff, and they actually insure my business. I know they insure stuff for you.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, and
Yeah.
they're great. I mean, they really are good, and they always like we've said before, they are very knowledgeable, and I think that's key with your insurance agent. Just really knowledgeable. Jill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading one of these comments.
She's reading chat.
It's a dumpster fire.
It is in chat.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
People can see that on the camera.
The
Can
bug
they?
guy.
No.
Pest
There's
control.
cameras?
Fold it over. Turn it over.
Can you pull up on it?
Mayor
John,
Tom is
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
John, can you do the sound button, please?
Is that Todd Young?
Yes.
Todd
That's
Young.
funny.
Yeah.
I love
Todd
it.
Young's sound button, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
The bug guy pest control. Warmer temperatures mean unwanted guests, such as ants, spiders, wasps, mosquitoes, and more, shut down their party before they get started. A comprehensive pest plan from the bug guy will help you enjoy the great outdoors as well as the indoors all summer long. To solve your pest problem or start a preventative plan, call the bug guy today and tell the pest he's on the way. Call Brian at 219-210-7481.
Can I tell you guys a quick story?
Yes.
I have to call the bug guy.
Call him, dude.
I know I've been saying I have to, but
I know
now I
you
really
have.
have to. So in our bed, we have that like you know that netting thing, that like decorative netting
Why?
thing that cover. I don't know.
Okay.
Amy likes it, but I saw I hope she's not listening, dude. She'll freak the
like
fuck
your
out.
bed, like in.
So
Okay,
there's the
got
bed, and then around the bed is like that decorative netting.
Wow.
Like
you
if
know?
you were in Africa.
You're right, yeah, exactly.
Like a
Like
mosquito
a
net.
mosquito net.
yeah, exactly. I saw a centipede
Oh, man.
on it the other day, and I told you guys about the centipede thing.
Yeah, man.
Dude, if she ever found out,
John,
she'd never sleep in the bed.
You know,
again.
I lived in your neighborhood for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I lived on 169th, real close to you, like a couple blocks away, right? And I had the same issue when I lived over there.
I think it
Yeah,
has
man.
to do
They
with
were. I was in a real old townhome,
Wow.
and we had the same issue. I wonder
moisture.
if it's.
A lot
But
of
like
times
it's weird. It was in the
yes.
same neighborhood though.
Mhm.
We had the same thing. They're
Interesting.
freaking creepy, and
Yeah.
they're like what, a couple inches long too,
Yeah,
right?
she can't.
Could be a
stand
millipede.
Dude, no, dude. They whatever it is, it's scary as shit. I hated it.
And you know what else, John? I think with the rain, it's just going to increase.
Yeah, moisture.
I think the city should pay for him to get.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Thank you, Jill.
Send an email.
Yeah.
I have a centipede problem,
I have a
Mayor.
centipede. You should
Send the bug guy
I
out.
need you to pay for my house.
From Alex R.
P.S. Can I go nude sunbathing?
Calumet Brewing. Whether you're on the golf course or just spending the day in the sun, Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a 4.2 ABV is the perfect beer for a summer day. Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a long workout, a pickup day at the park, or a day out on the fairways, you're sure to enjoy this great light beer. Don't just drink it, enjoy it.
Sorry.
Enjoy the ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
And
Why did he
congratulations
stop
to
there?
Bowditch.
No,
I
because
don't- I
it
got
talks about the
confused.
golf bag. We're
No,
already
I took
done with
that
shit.
out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
gone.
I just stopped.
Congratulations to Bowditch for
Shiny
winning the
object.
bag.
Yeah, congrats.
Power in
Bowditch.
America. Look for a new career in 2023. Or, I'm sorry, looking for a new career in 2023. Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician. Did we mention employer-paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, and an annuity? If so, visit JACT, jacked697.org. That's
Jacked.
jacked697.org. Sponsored by Powering America.
All right. This is a interesting story. You know, we're starting to head towards this, even in Indiana. So we live close to Chicago where we live. And when you go in Chicago, most people know where the red light cameras are. And most people know where you have to, like, slow down. And it's a super huge pain in the ass, but they work. You know, there's a camera I pass somewhat regularly on South Chicago. I know exactly where it is. And the traffic always slows down over there. And you literally, it's ignorantly slow, like 30 miles an hour, which sucks. And it's a 4-lane street, and you're literally going 30, and as soon as you pass it up, everybody goes 50.
Oh, are you talking up by like past 5 points? Up
Yeah,
there?
right.
Oh, yeah, they got me before.
Yeah,
Really?
and it's $100 a shot.
And
so,
it's 6 months later they send you the bill, and you're like, was I even driving that
$100?
day? I don't know.
$100 a shot. Yeah.
Wow.
So like everybody goes slow, and then as soon as they pass it, they go 50, right? But what I'm saying is, so like they have these all over Chicago, and now we get these magical gifts that Joe's talking about, where you get a ticket from like months ago, where you're like, "Fuck, I don't even remember doing that," right? So, you know, in Indiana, we had held off on speed cameras, red light cameras. It was
Thank goodness,
it
by
was
the way.
expressly illegal until this legislative session. And this is how they got us. And I'm telling you, it's the beginning of the
Slippery
end.
slope.
Right. They said in construction zones, we should have these speed cameras so that we slow you down to save the workers, which is a noble goal. Okay. But what I'm saying is this is how it starts. So now if you speed in a construction zone, you don't even have to see a cop, and you're going to get a ticket in the mail.
Right, in certain test areas, they said.
Right. But it's going to start.
I
And
agree
then
with you.
these test areas are going to increase in
Totally agree.
frequency. And before you know it, we're going to start getting these magical tickets in the mail also. And then in future years, an entrepreneurial mayor like me is going to show up and say, hey, I got this horrible intersection that little kids are always crossing, and there's always accidents. And if I put a red light camera there, it'll completely make everything safe. And then they're going to give me permission to do that. And then every other city and town in Indiana is going to do it. And before you know it, we're going to live in a state where you're getting tickets for driving down the street. That's the goal. That's where we're headed. We're not there even close yet, but we're heading that way.
So, in other words, the danger is letting it happen in the first place, because once you let it happen, it's just going to expand.
Because the ultimate goal, in my opinion, is, Kevin, all of us are going to have some type of chip in our car, some type of tracking device, and you're going to pay per mile. So if you drive 100 miles, you're going to pay a certain tax to the federal government, to the state government, because you use
I wonder
the roads.
if that's almost Tom. That's interesting, because
That's where we're
because
headed.
I wonder if that's a way for the government to, or for like the federal government and state governments to say, you know what, gas taxes are continuing going to go down, and as people get more electric cars, we have to figure out a way to tax them.
Absolutely true.
Except in
To
Indiana,
replace-
they
Yeah,
keep
right,
raising
yeah,
the gas
that's
tax.
Right.
Thank you, Republicans.
But Kevin's exactly right. The gas tax is falling short on funding the highway improvements. They can't figure out how to make it fair, because people that drive hybrids or electric cars don't pay as much for gas, which means you're getting a free ride on the
Yeah, if
streets.
you're an electric car, you're not paying a gas
Right.
tax.
So the fact is this: they're going to figure out how to fix that. And in New York, I'm going to tell you, this is how it's going to happen, and nobody's going to like it, but this is where we're headed. So in New York, they have a thing, it's congestion pricing. It's tolling, basically. Just to drive on the streets, you have to pay a huge toll. Okay, let's go through this. So in April of 2024, Easy Pass motorists driving south of 60th Street in Manhattan
Wow.
have to pay $23 just to drive into the area. They're going to have a toll booth, and just to get in, you have to pay $23.
Is it a toll booth, or is it just like
It's a toll booth. It's just like it's an Easy Pass, just like everything else.
So
That's how they're doing it.
set
there.
up the
And you to get into Manhattan, you're gonna have to go through a toll booth on the
or
city
go
streets.
under the.
Right, and then they'll zap you and come on in, $23. We'll hit you up at the end of the month, like we do. We'll settle it up. You have a credit card attached
Per
to
day.
it. Yeah, every time if you want to drive. And by the way, you still have to park and all that. So if you're still gonna have to pay $50, $60 a day to park in Manhattan, $23 to come in. And that's how it
something.
starts. But
And so what's
your
and so the,
businesses?
what's that? Well, there's a discount for taxis and Ubers and stuff like that.
Oh, no,
So-
I'm just like, if I was going to
Good
go
point.
somewhere in that area, I'm not going to go there now.
what's the noble goal here?
They
You
want
know-
to. They're going to raise millions of dollars, billions of dollars.
But
and they're
I
gonna
think
use it-
billion
yeah, so like
annually.
the noble goal is to decrease traffic and increase people using public transportation or otherwise getting into Midtown Manhattan.
True story.
Or not? Is it Midtown? I don't know.
Yeah, they don't want as many like joyriders, basically. Like if I drive to Manhattan every day and I'm by myself and I drive my big SUV, they're going to make me pay for it.
So one of our listeners I saw in chat and actually texted me that they've been doing this in London for 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years in London, and it's raised billions. And some people say that it's been great, and other people have say that it's working great. And other people say, no, it's working terribly. So, But it's been in London for 20 years, and now it's on this side of the pond.
I've seen it in London. I've
Thank
seen
you,
it
Chris
in
Jones.
Rome.
You see it in Rome?
Oh, Rome too. Okay.
Yeah, and you may not like the way I phrase this, but in a lot of ways, like America's the last stand with a lot of stuff, and this is one of those situations. Do we accept this? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
It's going to start in New York. It's not.
I
even,
think Tom's
it's not
right,
even a question.
because as electric cars become, for decades, right? Federal highway funds have been raised
Funded
by
everything.
the gas tax.
That's right.
And if that goes lower, still going to have to need roads. We're still going to need roads. We're still going to need improvements to roads, bridges, everything like that. And how are you going to get the money? It's going to have to be through something like this, a tax. I think Tom's right. You're going to get charged per mile.
So you pay.
That's ultimately what's going to happen.
Oh my God.
It'll be some type of national charge where if you want to drive from Indiana to Philadelphia, I'm going to be paying the states of Ohio. I'm going to be paying Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I'm going to be,
I think you're right. And same in trucks too.
Right.
Trucks are going to get tagged.
Absolutely. So you'll pay like a federal toll. You'll probably have to pay state taxes going through the state so that they could. So like think about all the trucks that go through Indiana every day, and they don't send a penny to our state.
I mean, let's think about it. What's the fairest? Tom, what would you say? How many years down the road? How many decades down the road until there are more electric vehicles than gas on the road?
Within the next decade.
You think 10?
Absolutely.
Wow. I was going to say 25.
Dude, with all this federal money that's going on, they're making a major push. Ford is talking about phasing out the gas vehicle, dude. Ford. Wow. Yeah. Like Mustangs aren't going to be.
You won't even be able to buy one.
You won't even be able to buy one. The car that I have, like my 2010, I'm keeping it forever because
Why not?
it's going to be a relic.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a relic. It's
Gas
going to be all
engine.
electric. Within 10 years from now, I bet you everybody in this studio, when we're in like season 30, every one of us will have an electric car.
Not true. I'm actually not going to go electric because they're trying to make me go electric.
John
Hold
went
on.
electric early.
I was
but now
gonna
he's
say
back.
gas tax.
No, hold on. I did go electric
agree.
early.
I
I am
agree.
not opposed to electric. I think they're fucking cool, but
Yeah.
that's where it like ends for me. And now that they're trying to force you to get electric, I'm going gas, baby.
John went electric when it was cool.
John's
Yes.
old school.
Now he's like, I'm not going electric. He's
No.
I'm not shaving my hair either.
Hell no. I'm getting a
John's
Mustang
like,
like Tom, man.
No,
Let's
man.
go.
I want you to go full regular gas only. I want you to go back to regular. If you're going to go old school.
Leaded
Yeah.
gasoline.
John's going leaded.
Old school. Old school.
That's a good story. That's an interesting topic.
It is
I think
interesting.
that's good.
I'm telling you, because I know, I pay attention to Buttigieg, obviously.
Absolutely.
I know him well, and I know Buttigieg talked about this before, and I love Pete, and I think Pete's right. That's ultimately where we need to go. But the path between here and that goal is a painful path because America is not going to like that.
When you're going to have a period of time where people are still paying gas tax for their gas engines
and
and the mileage.
Right.
Well, when you guys go overseas, I always found that their public transportation is amazing.
So much better.
And it's just shit here.
And by the way, Jill, another thing about going overseas is if you try to drive, the gas prices are
I was just going to
They're
say,
crazy.
yeah.
So public transportation
They
is
priced
off the
you out of
chart.
it.
Right. They make the gas tax ridiculously high so that you have no choice but to use their great public transportation system.
I think John's got a point, though, about like America like trying to be independent, right? We're going to be the last bastion of the gas-powered vehicle.
Yeah.
We're going to all have our guns.
Yeah,
and our,
man.
and our gas vehicles.
Guns and fossil fuels.
That's right. Yeah, welcome to America.
But I mean, maybe this is just another topic, like another show.
But next show, we're going to have to talk about affirmative action next show. That's
Yes,
not,
absolutely. Talk
that's
about
not
that
a
decision.
topic. So we're going to save that one for the next show, I imagine.
And we have
right?
Tuesday off. Don't forget 4th of July.
Wow. So
We
See you in a
do?
week. Yes. Jill, congratulations. You have to come in on the 4th of July at 7:30.
And get stuck
Wouldn't that
by
be the
trains.
ultimate? We have to come in for Lockpod and then do a parade.
Why don't you just do it at the parade?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Lockpod live from Whiting. So yeah, we're taking a show off next time, guys. So we all get a little break. It gives us a chance to build up some more material. But when we come back next Friday, we're going to be talking about the Supreme Court decision that came down yesterday. It was massive, and it came down so late that we didn't really have time to prepare for today's show on that issue.
Yeah. So happy Independence Day. Enjoy your 4th.
Happy Independence Day. Be careful. I always do this every year, and I'm going to do it again. Every year, fireworks are legal in the state we live in, and every year in close proximity to where I live, there's always a fatality or somebody that blew their hand off or something every 4th of July. Okay? These things are dangerous explosives. I don't even use them anymore. I think, it seems like every year somebody's horribly injured or disfigured from this. So please don't be drinking. Please don't be doing drugs if you're going to be shooting off these explosive bombs. And they are literally bombs. Like the stuff we used when we were kids compared to what you have now it's not even close. So
And keep an eye on your house and your neighbor's houses. Garages burn down every year.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that, please.
And the roofs catch on fire
Absolutely.
first. And then we end up, the Hammond Fire Department's going to be busy this entire weekend because of the hot embers. And by the way, everything's dry as a bone. So if these sparks hit the ground, they'll catch grass on fire. So do keep an eye out. And if any of your idiot neighbors are shooting guns in the air this weekend because some assholes think that this is a good idea, we're going to sue their balls off. Okay? So get their address. Get proof if you can, like
And
film them.
please
While
identify them.
I promise you, the city of Hammond will file a lawsuit against them and sue their ass, and we'll take money from them for shooting guns into the air because these guys are morons. They think that shooting bullets in the air, that the bullets go into orbit and they don't come back down.
Report them and identify them.
So if you see that, please report them, and we will sue their ass. I promise.
I love that.
Happy 4th of July.
Now go out and have a blast.
We will sue their ass. No, God bless America. All right. Thanks, Jill. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Thanks, Jay Vez. Good show. Kevin Chandler. Awesome. We pulled it together.
Yes.
Thanks to Johnny Law for coming in, and thanks to all of our great
great
fans. I'm constantly seeing Lock Potters out there, and I appreciate you all. So thanks for listening. I said y'all one more time.
I like that. Way to get out of a fight.
So those good old boys stop trying to beat me up. Take care, everybody. Love you all. See you next week. Lock Pods out.